It does not look like Marvel Studios will be doing a second season of She-Hulk Attorney at Law. It looks like we can chalk up another victim to get woke, go broke. Before we get into this, I'd like to ask you, please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss any of our future videos here at the Trent Report. Let's get into this right here. Tatiana Maslany says She-Hulk season 2 is likely not going to happen and that she doesn't even have any work at all. When asked where people can find her after she appeared on a Twitch game show called Codenames Live, hosted on the Nerd Incorrect channel, she said, "I've got no job." When one of the other panelists, Christian Brune, told her, "Get a job," she responded, "I've been fishing here. If anybody has any leads." She was then asked, "Should we hope for a season 2 of She-Hulk Attorney at Law?" And she responded, "I don't think so. I think we blew our budget," and Disney was like, "No thanks." So clearly, get woke, go broke. They don't have enough money to do a second season of She-Hulk, probably because people weren't watching it and they spent an absolute crap ton of money on this show. Before we get to that, we do have comments from Tatiana Maslany in October. She previously told Extra TV that chances were slim for a second season as well. She says, "I mean, I don't think so yet. Kevin in the scene seems to be very dismissive of this idea. So if we're basing this off of the real Kevin, then it doesn't seem likely." But he was also, I think, just trying to get rid of Jen at that point because she was asking too many questions. I don't know. If I could be coy and have some little secret, I would do that, but I really don't. I don't know anything. So obviously, she was, I think, a little bit less revealing in those comments in October, whereas now she's basically saying, "I don't think so. We spent way too much money, and they're not interested in spending that kind of money anymore." So I think her tune has changed a little bit. Her comments do appear to confirm, her recent comments do appear to confirm a rumor from ex-Scooper Thwip T. This is what he posted back at the end of November. He said She-Hulk originally planned to have a season 2, but due to poor reception, it's probably not going to happen. And then that poor reception, as I mentioned, people weren't tuning in. Like, you can see the Nielsen top 10 charts for original programming the week of August 15th through the 21st of 2022. That was the week that She-Hulk debuted on Disney Plus. It is not on the top 10 chart at all. The lowest is Instant Dream Home at 395 million minutes viewed. So we know She-Hulk came in lower than that. That is not good for a Marvel Studios show on Disney Plus. Extremely poor there. And then if you look at the show's finale, it did bring in 526 million minutes, as now it's known, shared on X. However, it's unclear how many of those minutes were actually just the season finale and were people binging the entire season once all episodes of the show have been released, because that's how Nielsen does their tracking. They track every single episode, every single minute of every single episode. It's not just singular episodes. But you can see here that it was indeed at 526 million minutes viewed. I think that is, it's hard to see here. It's hard to read on my screen here where exactly that is on the chart. I think that is in 5th place there. It's in 5th place. And then you can look at Rotten Tomatoes as well. Season 1 audience reception, 32%, absolutely rotten on Rotten Tomatoes. And then IMDb, it has a 5.3 out of 10. Over 30% of viewers gave it a 1. People were not interested in watching She-Hulk Attorney at Law. As for how much it costs, we have this report from Variety's Tatiana Siegel. She says it cost, quote, some $25 million, dwarfing the budget of a final season episode of HBO's Game of Thrones, but without a similar zeitgeist bang. I think that's an understatement. This show did not reach anyone. It was very small. Not many people watched it, as we saw with the Nielsen viewership. So it looks like this show is not going to get a second season, and good news. I think that's good news. I know we've talked about this before. Chuck Dixon said the Marvels bombing at the box office is reason to celebrate. I think this is reason to celebrate as well. If indeed we're not seeing a second season, this show is made out of spite. The people making the show did not like Marvel fans. They made that abundantly clear. and not letting them have that platform to preach their hate is a good thing, and they should not be able to create anything anymore. So I think that is a good thing to celebrate. But let me know what you guys think about She-Hulk season 2 not happening and Tatiana Maslany's comments here. Let me know in the comments below. Remember to always be charitable, but to always speak the truth.